Hello and welcome to the Body Journal. Today we'll be talking about salt, oil and sugar, things we all crave. Foods that have a combination of these three are simply irresistible. But they all have negative effects on our health when consumed in excess. For years, scientists have warned of the dangers, but which one is the worst if you're over 50? Watch until the end to find out. Let's jump right in with salt. The pleasure we get from salt is undeniable. Unfortunately, most people consume much more than they need. High salt intake has been linked to several negative health effects. Let's look at them in more detail. Consuming too much salt can increase the amount of fluid in the blood vessels, leading to high blood pressure. High blood pressure is a major risk factor for heart disease like heart failure, stroke, and kidney disease. Consuming too much salt can increase the workload on the kidneys, leading to kidney damage and an increased risk of kidney disease. It's also been linked to a loss of calcium in the bones, which can increase the risk of osteoporosis. It's important to note that not all salt is created equal. Table salt, which is commonly used in cooking and processed foods, is highly refined and stripped of its natural minerals. But unrefined sea salt and Himalayan salt contain natural minerals and are considered healthier options. However, regardless of the type of salt, it's important to moderate salt intake and choose low-sodium options whenever possible. The American Heart Association recommends a daily maximum of 2,300 milligrams, which equals just 1 teaspoon. Now moving on to oil. Oil is a concentrated source of calories and fat. However, not all oils are created equal. Olive oil, for example, contains monounsaturated fats, which have been shown to lower bad cholesterol levels and reduce the risk of heart disease. The negative impact of cooking with oil depends on the type of oil, the amount used, and the cooking method. All types of oil are calorie-dense, with around 120 calories per tablespoon. Consuming excess calories can lead to weight gain and increase the risk of obesity, type 2 diabetes, and heart disease. Some oils, such as corn oil, palm oil, and vegetable shortening, are high in saturated and trans fats. These fats have been shown to increase bad cholesterol levels, which can lead to heart disease and stroke. When oils are heated to high temperatures, they can break down and produce harmful compounds, including free radicals. These compounds can cause oxidative stress, which can damage cells and contribute to chronic diseases. Also, when certain oils are heated to high temperatures, they can produce a compound, which has been linked to an increased risk of cancer. Some studies suggest that consuming excess amounts of oil, especially high-fat meals, can impair the function of the endothelial cells that line our blood vessels. This can increase the risk of heart disease and stroke. The best oils to cook with are those that are lower in saturated and trans fats, stable at high temperatures, and rich in healthy unsaturated fats. When choosing an oil to cook with, it's important to consider its smoke point, which is the temperature at which it starts to smoke and break down. Using an oil beyond its smoke point can produce harmful compounds that can damage our health. If you have to fry food, opt to pan fry instead of deep frying. Remember to use it in moderation, and choose healthier cooking methods, such as baking, grilling, or steaming. And finally, sugar. Sugar provides a quick burst of energy and stimulates the release of feel-good hormones in the brain, such as dopamine and serotonin. Sugar also tastes good and can enhance the flavor of many foods and beverages, making them more appealing. Our bodies are naturally programmed to seek out sweet foods because they contain glucose, which is the primary source of energy for the body. However, consuming too much sugar, especially in the form of added sugars in processed foods, can lead to a host of health problems. Sugar is high in calories, and consuming too much of it can contribute to weight gain and obesity. Excess weight can increase the risk of many chronic diseases, including heart disease, diabetes, and some cancers. Consuming too much sugar can cause a spike in blood sugar levels, leading to insulin resistance and an increased risk of developing type 2 diabetes. Sugar promotes inflammation in the body, which has been linked to many chronic diseases, including heart disease, cancer, and Alzheimer's disease. It's also a major contributor to tooth decay. When sugar is consumed, it interacts with bacteria in the mouth to produce acid, which can erode tooth enamel and lead to cavities. It's been shown to be addictive and can trigger cravings and overconsumption, leading to a cycle of poor eating habits and negative health consequences. Consuming too much sugar can displace nutrient-dense foods from the diet, leading to nutrient deficiencies. Soft drinks and fruit juices are the leading categories of added sugars. Whenever possible, replace your morning muffin with a healthy fruit. According to the American Heart Association, men should not consume more than the equivalent of 9 teaspoons of sugar a day and women 6. However, the average American adult consumes the equivalent of a whopping 17 teaspoons a day. So, what's the verdict? The Dietary Guidelines Advisory Committee, an independent panel of experts, identified sugar as the prime enemy in the American diet. A large body of research showed that sugar is even worse for your heart than saturated fat from oil or salt. The results are not all that surprising considering we do need some salt and fat to maintain important bodily functions. But we absolutely do not need sugar in our diets. They all have negative effects on our health when consumed in excess. And the extent of the negative impact varies depending on the type, amount, and frequency of consumption. It's important to moderate the intake of all three and choose healthier options whenever possible, such as using herbs and spices instead of salt, opting for healthier oils like olive oil, and choosing fruits instead of sugary snacks and beverages. Do you agree with the verdict that sugar is the worst? Leave your comment down below. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next video. Thanks for watching, and you can add these tips to the next chapter of your body journal. See you in the next one.